Hi writers! So I got to do something really exciting the other night. My family and I made homemade pasta. Have you gotten to make any cool things while you've been home from school? I was thinking about this pasta was so good, I have to write down how to make it in my journal. And then I thought, I bet if I wrote this down, I could teach someone else how to make homemade pasta. Then I thought, I bet there's a ton of things that kids are doing at home that they could teach other kids how to do. I bet things like playing games or making food or playing outside are all things that you know how to do really well and have maybe been doing extra since we've been at home. And then I thought, we need to be writing these things in our journals and teaching other kids all around how to do these things. So today, I want to teach you how to write a how-to. A how-to is just a kind of writing that explains or teaches to someone else how to do something. Let me show you the steps that I took to write my how-to, and then I'll show you how I made my homemade pasta. The first thing you need to do when writing a how-to is ask yourself the question, what do I know how to do? I bet while you're at home, you've been doing a lot of different things. Like maybe you'll write about a game that you know how to play. Or maybe you'll write about a recipe or a food that you know how to make. Maybe you've been doing a lot of crafts and you can write about a certain craft that you know how to do or a drawing that you know how to make. Or maybe you can write about a sport that you've been playing. Maybe soccer or basketball or something that you've been doing outside. But you've also been learning how to do some new things that could be really helpful to teach kids during this time. Like maybe you could write a how-to about how to set up your home learning space. Or one about how to learn online. After you decide your topic, you need to tell the steps in order. When you do this part, you should use the words first, next, and last. Right now, I'm going to do this part. I'm going to show you what I did to make my pasta, and then I'm going to use these words to tell you. Here we go. First, we got the potatoes ready. We washed them, baked them, and then cut them open. Then we scooped out the inside of the potatoes into a big bowl. This part took a while. Once the potatoes were all scooped up, we mashed them until they became like mashed potatoes. Then we combined the potatoes with some eggs, and some flour and mixed it together so that it became like dough. Then we kneaded the dough for 12 minutes. After the 12 minutes was up, we rolled the dough so it was like a snake. Finally, we cut the snake into little pieces. These became our pieces of pasta. We poured the pieces into boiling water to cook them. When they were all ready, we topped them with some yummy sauce. Then we ate. Maybe before you get started on your how-to, you want to do something, just like I made pasta. Maybe you want to make a recipe, or build something out of Legos, or play with a certain toy, and then you can write down exactly how to do it. Or maybe you already know what you want to write your how-to about. So now that you know what you want to write about, you want to tell it in steps. You might do what I just did and retell it to yourself using the words first, next, and last, or you can tell it to someone at your house. Once you've done that, the next step is to write down what you said and number each step. I'm going to show you that in just a minute. After you write it down, you should draw a picture for each step, and you might even add some labels to make your drawings even more detailed. Watch how I do this. I want to write down what I said, but I want to remember to also number my steps. So the first thing that I'm going to do is write step 1. Do you remember what my first step was? That's right, getting the potatoes ready. So I'm going to write that down on my paper. I want to make sure I include all the important details in my writing. So I'm going to write down to wash the potatoes, bake them, and to cut them open. I'm going to keep writing down my steps, numbering them as I go. The last thing you want to do is add a picture. I'm going to show you how to do that on this page that says Step 4. Roll the dough into a snake shape, then cut it into small pieces. I thought I could make a picture that really teaches something by showing the snake shape of the dough and the cut up small pieces. So what I'm going to do is divide my paper in half, and then on one side I'll write snake shape, and on the other side I'll write small pieces. Then I'll draw a picture of each of those things. Writers, I'm so glad that you were able to join me today and see how I made my homemade pasta. Did you see how as I wrote my how-to, I told the steps in order, then numbered them as I wrote them down, and then I included pictures with labels so that they taught more information about what I wrote? I know that you can do these things too as you're writing. I'm so excited to see what you know how to do and what you can teach by writing a how-to in your journal. Make sure to follow all of our steps and then send your writing to your teacher.